This Roman coin was minted in the 3rd century AD, under the authority of Emperor Claudius II, known as Gothicus for stopping the Gothic invasion, who ruled from September 268 to January 270. Claudius was the first in a series of tough soldier emperors, capable generals, all coming from northern Balkans, who would eventually restore the empire from the crisis of the 3rd century. It was a period in which the Roman Empire nearly collapsed under the combined pressures of barbarian invasions, civil wars, peasant rebellions, and political instability, with multiple usurpers competing for power, all of which also severely crippled the empire's economy. The coins of this type were struck from 215 to 293 AD. Nobody really knows what they were called at the time, so currently one of them is referred to as an antoninianus or radiate. The latter is due to the fact the obverse usually depicts emperor wearing a radiate crown. The radiate was originally conceived as a high-denomination silver coin, double denarius, to replace a staple of Roman monetary system, the denarius itself. But due to the crisis, these coins were quickly debased and turned into junk with barely any silver content that was minted in enormous quantities. But thanks to this, many of them survived until now, and sometimes even in a very decent condition, like this one. They provide a glimpse into that era of turmoil and unrest. Often these coins are the only way we can find out anything about an emperor or an usurper who ruled for just a few months. The reverse of these coins was an important venue for spreading imperial propaganda, and usually depicted a god, a goddess, or an allegorical figure, somehow supporting the power and abilities of the emperor. In this case, the figure is Pax, the peace. She was not just an allegorical figure, she was an ancient goddess. Pax or Irene is one of the Hori, 3 goddesses of natural order. In the later versions they were order, justice and peace. She walks in her flowing robes, holding an olive branch and a scepter. Olive branch was considered a symbol of peace, probably derived from Greek tradition of approaching gods and persons of power with this sign. Scepters, often 2 to 3 foot ivory rods topped with a globe or an eagle, were introduced by Augustus as symbols of Rome's power, leadership and victory. It underlines the military background of Pax Romana, the established peace of the empire in order. Claudius did not live long enough to fulfill his goal of setting the empire in order and establishing peace. Late in 269 he fell victim to the plague of Cyprian, possibly smallpox, and died early in January 270. But his legacy survived. The sequence of soldier emperors finally culminated in Diocletian, who brought the empire back to its status quo. Thus Claudius' reign is usually considered the beginning of the revival, the recovery period at the end of the 3rd century. And this coin came to us after surviving for 1750 years to tell a tale of it.